What's going on, y'all? This is Willchair Jimi. I'm here with 24/7 Live Culture, and this is a Who's Hot exclusive. Yours truly.
Isolation. I need some isolation. Isolation. Can I get some isolation? Isolation. Yeah, I want some isolation. I need a break away from the fake. The word on my back, the heaviest weight. Isolation. I need some isolation. Isolation. Can I get some isolation? Isolation. Yeah, I want some isolation. I need a break away from the fake. The word on my back, the heaviest weight.
Hey, what's up, my people? Angelique, Henderson here, 24/7 Live Culture. You already know what time it is. We're here with another Who's Hot exclusive interview. We're here with my man, Willchair Jimi. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
Hello, everybody. It's me, Willchair Jimi, your boy, the flyest guy on wheels. See me in the sky, see me on the road, I don't know.
Tell the people about where you're from, what you do, and why we're here on this interview right now.
I'm from Washington, D.C. I'm currently located in Los Angeles, in Hollywood, where the stars are made. And we're here to talk about my rap career and my acting career, my newly found and newly started acting career.
Dope. We love it. All right, so diving right into the music. So you rap, you sing, you got an incredible flow. How did it all start? So I know you told me a little bit about how you used to bang around in the cafeteria, making beats on tables. So tell us about how the journey started and when you recorded your first track.
Well, the journey started pretty young, probably about elementary school. We grew up in the urban area, so we all loved hip hop and rap. And I guess it started with me and my friends, just, like you said, we was drumming on the cafeteria tables, drumming on books, drumming on our desk, even when we weren't supposed to be sometimes. And we would just freestyle to those beats. And then around 12, I got my first keyboard and I started making beats on my keyboard, like recording the track. I record the drums, then I record like a piano or strings or something, and I'll just make a whole beat like that. And then around 14, I started writing songs to those beats. And then 15, I recorded my first song on like a little computer mic sitting at a desk. And by 16, I had my own kind of little setup in the house where I had a computer and a computer mic, and I was just recording songs there. So I did like 2 mixtapes throughout my high school life. Then I did like 2 in college. And yeah, I've just been recording myself ever since.
Amazing. And self-taught, just dive right in, naturally talented.
Yeah, for the most part, I took a radio broadcasting class in high school, and they had us working with this program, and they were teaching us how to cut and edit audio. And so I took that and downloaded that on the computer at home and started recording myself at home. And then it started with just cutting stuff, and then I moved on to Adobe, and I started messing with like the EQs and stuff. And then I went to YouTube University once I got Logic and really learned. And then I moved on to Pro Tools about 2016, and that's what I've been working with since then.
Wow. How would you say you developed your sound during that time?
I guess I try to keep it a little current with what's like hot, whatever with what the hot sound is, but I also enjoy making music that I maybe would have heard when I was in high school. So I still enjoy making kind of older stuff. I guess I developed my sound just through practice, really, just doing it a lot and finding out what I like and what sounds good, what is easy for me to record or write. And yeah, it was just, I guess, through doing it. That's how it is.
Absolutely. Just out there doing it. And like you said, creating a whole bunch of everything to really see what sticks. So That's great. And then that brought you all the way to 2023. You put
Yeah.
out an album, One Day in LA. Tell us about the process of that.
Well, that actually happened pretty smoothly. As the title says, I made all those songs in one day. It was just like a rainy day, and I was bored. And I don't know. As soon as I cut on a beat, most of the times I think it's something. It'll take me there like within the 30 seconds, and I'll just go from there with the idea. To start off with an idea, sometimes it starts off with a line. But all those songs came to me pretty smoothly. They were all something that I felt. They weren't really forced. Uh, yeah, that was just like boredom and expression and what I like to hear. All those songs when they're out loud, like those. That was my jam. That's my jam.
And so you wrote and recorded them all in one day.
All in one day.
How did you get the beats together for them?
Well, I had some already. Like I have a bunch of beats that are like in the catalog. I know a few producers that just send me stuff when they like think of me. They just send me beats. So it really just took me to go through them, and a lot of them I like. I really it didn't take a lot of thought to do it. That's what made me put it out because it flowed so perfectly. Like I really listened to a lot of those beats just one time and was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do a song to this. Like I cut it on, beat a play for 10, 15 seconds, it'll drop. I have an idea, maybe a line, and I say, oh, okay, yeah, this is what I'm about to do now. And I did that like those 5 or 6, it was maybe 7 songs I did that day. I only put 5 on it. But yeah, like it just flowed. And so it was
Wow.
pretty coming up with the beats and all of that.
It definitely starts off hardcore with Fly Roller, which was one of my favorites to jam to. What's your favorite song off the project?
My favorite song out there is probably Fly Roller 2. I
Okay.
really like Vanessa X because I really like that I just rapped all the way through it. But Vanessa X is, I mean, Fly Roller is a really, really like catchy song. Like it's smooth, and I definitely like driving to it and whatnot.
Yeah. What was the inspiration behind that song?
Uh, Having a good time. It was like in the beginning of, it was like when I first moved to LA. So I was outside a lot. I was having a lot of fun, and I was seeing a bunch of like fancy cars everywhere and the sun shining, and it was like January or February, and like it was 65, 70 degrees outside. And like normally I'm used to being in 20 degrees in February. So I just felt good. And that's where that came from a place of feeling good.
It is definitely a feel-good song, so it translates through the track for sure. Any other songs on that project that really, sort of resonate with you?
Um yeah, made it, because that's real. Like that's really something I made it out of. Like I never really thought about how put together that whole project is, but now that I'm like reflecting on it, every song is either like a manifestation of something I want to happen or how I was feeling at that time. And it's really all about like the energy I got from moving to LA. Like that was definitely, and like in the expression of okay, now I'm at the next stage of chasing my dream or the next stage of life, and I'm ready for something different. So yeah, made it was definitely, that's like a reflection on my past and what I actually did make it from. So I definitely like that song as well.
Okay. So we love it. And I love how your sound evolved from when you first putting out tracks in 2020, all the way up to 2023, and then we'll get to what you're working on currently. One of my other favorite tracks, May Esther. So May Esther you did in 2020. You made it for your granny. So tell us a little bit about that, how that song came about.
Well, my grandmother, I never got to meet her. So whenever I think about her, it's always a feeling that I have in my heart that she's here with me and that she's proud of the man that I'm being. And that song was, I guess, the expression of that thought. Like it came from that thought. Like I wanted to make sure that I'm being a person that my grandmother would be proud of me being. And so that message kind of slipped into that song. Like that's where that came from. If I was thinking about her, and I definitely want to make her proud. That's like one of my biggest goals or values that I have for myself is that my granny can be proud of me.
Yeah, yeah. And the cover art for that track, that's a childhood photo of her?
Yeah. I think she's about like 9 or 10 maybe in that.
That's really sweet.
Yeah, I love that picture.
Yeah. I mean, your why, your motivation definitely comes through in that song. And, you mention it, just knowing that she'd be proud of you. So I'm glad that that has continued to inspire you to push forward in your journey. And now you're able to share all that art with your fans.
Definitely.
Speaking of which, art, right? Art, visuals, Los Angeles County Museum of Art. You did a visual for Isolation out here in
Yes.
LA. Tell us about why you decided to do that video over at the LACMA.
Well, it really wasn't so I was super fresh to LA, like super duper. So I didn't really know where to go. So the videographer, Lex Andretti, she found the place and she was like, yeah, I think it'll go nice with, I think this is a nice place. So I had never been there. I had never even like been past it or anything. And so once I got there, I was definitely intrigued and happy and super satisfied with the location. Like it's definitely a beautiful little area.
Mm. And from
It was
Isolation, yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, so yeah, it wasn't my idea.
Okay, but it worked out. And that's what I was gonna say. It reminds me of the message that I got from isolation of, just needing to recharge, needing to take time for oneself and then come back out and emerge and then share whatever it is you feel led to share after that. Is that sort of what drove that track?
Definitely. I was feeling like I'm kind of a loner a little bit. So I don't mind being alone. Sometimes I prefer to be alone. I mean, I guess you would probably tell I put out a song like that. But yeah, that's exactly where it comes from though. Like sometimes you just need to isolate yourself from everything. Like sometimes you need that so you can think your own thoughts and feel your own feelings instead of dealing with everybody else's or everything else's. Because being isolation is not just like being away from people. It's like putting the phone down, turning off the TV, like not even listening to music. It's really just sitting there and being with yourself, like even having a conversation with yourself. If you can go that far, like some people feel a little too crazy doing that, but sometimes you got to do that. Like sometimes you need to talk to yourself because a lot of the times you know exactly what you need to hear. Like people
That's
act
true.
like, yeah, like a lot of the times you know exactly what you need to hear. So yeah, that's where it came from. Isolate yourself sometimes.
Dope, really dope. And then now here we are, present day. You're navigating this landscape as an artist, a rapper, a singer, and then also doing that while being disabled. So tell us what it's been like managing that and, you know, what it's been like performing and different things that you have to think about to do that to the best of your ability.
Hey, well, I want to start off by saying shout out to LA for being such a like accessible place. Like I don't go anywhere and it's not accessible. It's crazy. Like I
Mm.
didn't know they were like coming from DC. DC is like so inaccessible. It's crazy. Like the venues, even just regular places, houses, places of business, like you would be surprised how inaccessible it is. But out here, like everything is accessible. So it kind of changed the trajectory of my thinking because when I was in DC, I couldn't go and perform like just on my own at an open mic because it'd be stairs there. So I would need like people with me. But here it's like everything is accessible. So like if I wanted to go out here and be the loner that I am and just make my moves by myself, like I could do that and I can do that. And so I'm very like happy about that. And it's been in the way a few times, like it's gotten in the way of me performing sometimes, like, oh, it steps at the venue. Oh, I didn't know that. Now it's a whole snafu and a whole deal. But having that eliminated out here pretty much is such a great thing.
Mm.
And I guess the other thing is when I perform, just making sure that I have something that can keep my audience's attention aside from the music that's playing. Like they come to see people perform because they want the whole visual aspect as well.
Mm.
And so trying to figure out how to keep my performances visually stunning or like visually appealing, I have to think of different things, having different people on stage with me, maybe having headset mics so I can move around myself, or maybe having somebody push me around while I rap. Like it's so many things to think about, and those are just like a couple of the things.
Mm. And your accident happened in what year?
2008.
2008. Okay.
So it's been a little while now.
Okay. And was that the emergence of your stage name as well? Or did you have a prior name? Tell us the history of your artist name.
Yeah, so I've gone by a few names. It's crazy. Before I landed on this one. So I guess when I first started rapping, I just went by, so my nickname, like that all my friends called me, was Money. So I started off going by like D Money. And then by the time around my accident, I started going by D Butler. I started going by my government name. And then there was a time where I was Darius Butler. And then there was a time, yeah, there was a time where I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna just be myself, and just go with my name. And but throughout all this time though, uh the Gracia came out, and then around like 2009, like Drake started popping on the scene, and so it all goes to the way. All right, so I gotta start this off. So it all goes to the way I found out about Drake. So like I said, I've always sung and rapped on my songs,
Mm.
and so like one of my friends called me one day. He was like, "Bruh, it's this new dude out, bro. He does what you do. Like he remind me of you. Like he does it real good. Like he raps and then he sings." And then like he literally came to my house to let me hear like Drake because he was literally doing what I like. It's lit like Yeah, and so everybody was like, "Oh man, yeah, y'all alike." Like, so since then, I've always gotten like a Drake comparison or whatever.
Mm,
And then people were like some of my friends who were like trying to help me like navigate and further my career, they suggested that I start running with the Willchair Jimi moniker because people already like compare my music to Drake's or my talent to Drake's. And I never wanted to do it. And that's why it took me so long to do it. I never really wanted to do that because, you know, I'm myself or whatever. And I didn't want people to like have the wrong, uh, have a misconception about like whether or not I was trying to be myself or be like Drake.
mm.
And eventually I just realized it's great marketing. Like it works because everybody already, so many people already like said I should do it. So many people that weren't close to me, so many like everybody just says, "Oh yeah, you should run with that." So I'm like, all right, cool, I'll run with it then. Yeah. So basically, I realized it was the smart thing to do, I guess.
And why WILL?
Because I move with willpower instead of my wheels. It's like you can be on wheels and never go anywhere, but you gotta have some will in your heart, like to be out here pushing everywhere. It's a lot of hills in this world, and people will give up easily if they don't have it in them to like keep going. And I got it.
That's a whole motivational speech right there. Wow. Thank you. You can have pills and not be going anywhere. Yes, you can. Speaking of
Really.
which, you are going places. Tell us about what you're working on currently and the different things that you're excited about.
Okay, right now I'm working on a few different styles of music. I'm not really working on a project per se, but I am working on like rapping on like EDM, kind of like house music, drum and bass, dubstep. Like I've recently been going to like music festivals and like EDM shows, and like it's too lit. I love it. I
Mm.
love the music, and I want to put my voice to it. I would love to like perform at these venues and these festivals that I go to, and so I know I have to build up a catalog of the music. And so I'm right now I'm trying to like reach out to different producers that are in that lane so that I can start getting those kind of beats. And I'm trying to think what else. That's really my next venture. Like that's the thing I'm really focused on right now is linking up with these DJs and figuring out how to make these party tunes and get people jumping and dancing and whatnot.
Okay, party tunes. We're excited to see what you cook up.
So
Yeah. Any new projects or singles in the works in the near future that we should be looking out for?
so I do have some singles lined up. Like I said, I'm about to take this dive into this EDM thing. So the next project I put out will probably be like 4 or 5 songs along that nature,
Okay.
so that people can start to get a taste of what that sounds like.
Hmm.
Because I feel like a lot of hip hop fans aren't aware of how fun that music is, like how much fun you can have, like when it's I don't know, it's just a different vibe. Like
Right.
it's uh, everybody's about having a good time, and it stays like about having a good time. So I want to make music that emulates that. Like we're having a good time, and that's all we doing. Like
Absolutely. Speaking of having a good time, you are having a good time going on auditions now, acting. You just got signed with Daniel Hoff Agency commercially. Congratulations on that. Tell us
yeah.
about how you started out, figuring out that you wanted to get into acting and where you see that going.
Well, actually, I didn't. I knew that it was a possibility. I knew that it's something that we need more inclusion in. There need to be more like disabled people on camera, and so it's always something I had in my mind that I was like I would do it if the opportunity presented itself.
Right.
And lo and behold, the opportunity presented itself. So I'm out here chasing it. I met Daniel pretty happens. It was like happenstance. I met him at my job, and yeah, we had a little conversation. He liked the conversation I had with him. He liked my smile, and so he was telling me, yeah, call me. And so I called him. We set up something. We talked. He let me know what he did, and like the next week or so, like he had an audition for me, and I was like, all right, I guess I'm in it now. Like, and then like after that, I think I've done like 4 or 5 actually. I did one today actually, and so it's
Self-tape?
yeah, self tape, yeah.
Oh.
So it was pretty it's an interesting journey because I'm learning all these new words and learning the proper etiquette, learning how to do things correctly. It's exciting. It's exciting.
That is exciting. I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
Well, go ahead and drop it like it's hot. Tell us where we can find you, what platforms people can find you on, and how they can follow your journey.
All right. You can find me. My music is on every major streaming platform. It's on YouTube, Spotify, Tidal, Amazon, Apple Music. You can even Shazam me if you hear me playing somewhere. It might be me. That's at Willchair Jimi, my artist name, Will, and then chair, Chair, and Jimi, like Jimi Hendrix, Jimi. That's 1 M. There's a lot of people put 2 M's in my name, but it's just one, Jimi.
Just one.
Yeah, and the name is the same on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, and I'm on Twitter as well.
Dope. You heard it here first. Go ahead and follow him. Keep up with the journey. He has a lot in the works, and we're excited. Thank you so much for talking to us with us here at 24/7 Live Culture. This is another Who's Hot exclusive, and we are out.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I need a break from it all. I need a J like a law. I need a jump with a big bud, pulling up when she get my call. No drama, I don't want no pause. I want commas, period, no pause. No shorts when the payment come. That'll set a nigga off like, oh dog, oh lord.